All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell, and I wanted to talk today. Oh, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the love button. I got to hold the phone in my hand because my stand is in the car. Anyway, I kind of gotta want to talk about the whole Gayle situation again, but I want to do it this time from a different perspective. Since everybody's been chiming in and everybody's been like weighing in with their opinions, it's sort of gotten to be kind of, I don't know. It's, I got a friend of mine, and he was like, yeah, we really don't know all these people personally, and and we're kind of dividing ourselves along the line. But there is one, in my opinion, my humble opinion, there is one unifying thing in all of this. And the unification thing in all of this is the way that Lisa Leslie conducted herself during the interview. I mean, she was golden. I mean, I could, and my hat, if I had a hat on, my hat's off to her, because, and then, because the way Gayle came at her, first of all, she looked very much like she was shocked by the line of questioning, because she thought that it was going to be what we used to call in the media a softball interview. In other words, you come on, I was friends with Kobe, we were cool, he was a great guy, blah, 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 and so then all of a sudden she goes down the line of questioning about this rape, which, and by the way, let's get this clear again about the rape. Okay, the case was dismissed. All right, the case was adjudicated. It was dismissed. It went to court. She decided she didn't want to testify. She didn't want to do anything. She just wanted, and basically, and then a gag order was placed over the whole thing. So that's how come she never brought it up again. All right, and she received money. All right, so all of these people that are like trying to make Kobe Bryant into a rapist, you're completely off base. But anyway, let's get back to Lisa. Okay, so one of the questions, because I went back and I looked at this like several times, and I was like, and one of the questions, well, after she first gave her the explanation, she said, well, look, Kobe wasn't that dude. He wasn't that kind of guy. He wasn't the guy that, that would go to the, you got your friend, you go to the club with your friend. Yeah, man, introduce me to her. Yo, go get, go talk to her or whatever. He was, and she said, and then her next question, Gayle's next question was, well, if that was going on, you wouldn't have known, would you? And then the first thing I said was, well, if that would have been me and you would have been interviewing me, my next thing out of my mouth was, well, you asked me and I told you what I knew, and if I didn't know about it, then why are you asking me? Because then it started to be like she was attacking Lisa. It wasn't like she was, it's like, oh, well, almost like, well, you know something, but you just don't want to say. Which never, if you look at her body language and everything, that never even came, it never even came close to that. Like she was even lying or even saying something that was out of pocket, because she wasn't. She was just like, look, the Kobe that I knew was a good guy. He had, and basically he wasn't the kind that would go to the club. And she was like, look, I got NBA friends that do that, go to the club, be like, Lisa, go over there and tell that girl I want to meet her or whatever. The club drill. Y'all been to the club. Y'all know what's up. But she was like, yeah, Kobe wasn't that dude. And it should have been left at that. But it was the way that she pried and kept prying and it's like, okay, she already basically answered your question. You didn't get the answer that you wanted, so you kept on, like you were, like you had her in court on the witness stand or something, and that was not cool. And Gayle, that was not cool. Now, here's the other thing. Okay, and so, but anyway, but if you got a friend like Lisa Leslie, you got a friend indeed. Okay, because she was solid. She was solid gold to me. All right, so once again, my hat's off to Lisa Leslie, and that should be the one unifying point of everybody. The fact that be a friend to the end, be a good friend. Friendship is essential to the soul. All right, hold on. So anyway, all I want to say is, and that was a sign, by the way. Anyway, but you guys gotta realize, that these people are out here and then here's what makes it bad. It was a black woman doing this to another black woman to try to defeat a black man. Okay, so think about it from that perspective. It's a black woman trying to get at a black woman to defeat or to tarnish the reputation and the legacy of a black man who's dead. Come on, y'all. And Gail, you're big enough. You're old enough. You're savvy enough. You've been in, you run in big circles. You're not dumb. So don't, so even the whole thing about, well, my bosses told me, or they, that I got thrown under the bus. You didn't get thrown under the bus. You knew exactly what you were doing, because I guarantee you, if Lisa Leslie would have turned around and said, oh yeah, yeah, Kobe used to be out, we used to be out turning up all the time. I used to get them girls every night. If Lisa Leslie would have said that, and then that interview would have broke worldwide or whatever, you would have took credit for it. You wouldn't have said no. No, I'm not going to. Oh no, my ethics are not going to allow me to air that interview. Come on, please. Come on. And then, so now then everybody else, now the only thing, and it was grimy. That's grimy. That really is grimy. And for you to sit up there and be like, oh, I got thrown under the bus, and then Oprah and y'all all on the internet crying and all that kind of stuff, like y'all thought y'all did something wrong. Y'all knew what y'all was doing. Come on, y'all. Y'all are big players. Y'all are big ballers in the game. Y'all not, y'all not little guys. Y'all done been through the ringer. Y'all done been with, you done sat down and interviewed all kinds of people. You know what the deal is. I don't even believe that. Even in my career, when you get ready to do something, if you're educated, you know what you're doing. Nobody throws you under the bus. When your producer and your news director first came up to you and said, look, this is what we want you to do, and these are the questions we want you to ask, you mean to tell me you can't read? You gonna tell me you can't read and you don't know what's going on? So don't come at me, or don't come at the public with those tears, them big crocodile tears, and oh, I feel bad and all this kind of stuff, because you knew exactly what you were doing. Like I said, if Lisa Leslie would have broke a big story, you would have took credit for it in a heartbeat. You and CBS. So don't try to act like, like you were surprised and you were shocked and all of that, and your line of questioning wasn't. And that's another thing. Look, in television news, like especially on that level, everything is premeditated. There ain't no guesswork. There ain't no, you did what you did. It's just like the same thing when you had R. Kelly. You thought you was gonna back Lisa Leslie down to the basket, and she blocked you. That's basically what happened. All right. And so just admit to it. Put on your big girl panties and admit it. Just be truthful. I effed up. Just say it, and I shouldn't have did what I did. But no, you want to get, then you want to play the sympathy card. And there are people backing her up on the sympathy card, because there's always, yeah. But I'm not buying the sympathy card at all. No, because you play at too high of a level. You ain't in Little League. You not in Little League. You work for the network. You work for CBS. You work for a network. You know what it is. So no pass for that. Now, here's the other thing. Now, I'm gonna chime in on the whole Snoop Dogg thing. Snoop, should not have called her names. Okay, and I have been thinking about this all night. And it was just on my mind, because I was thinking, no matter what happens, we have to have some protocol and some respect of each other, no matter what. Okay, even though Gail was wrong, to go in there and to use the B and the H words and all that kind of stuff that people are using, going a little too far. because she's still a woman, she's still a black woman. So we should give her the respect as being such, and we need to stop, I was, it's funny because just earlier I was like looking at this interview with what is his name, Michael Jai White, the martial arts dude and the dude that plays in the movies, and he was talking about how we use degrading words against each other on a regular basis, and we don't even think about it because it's part of our culture. But spiritually, once again, spiritually, it takes a toll on all of us because we picture ourselves as being less than human, or as being less knowledgeable, or having less intelligence, or having less right to have access to things because we don't think of ourselves with high esteem. And so, and then there was like another little part, he was talking about that, and I just it's funny how all of this stuff, like I always say, like when the universe wants you to think about something, or the universe is like trying to throw something at you, it'll bring sources to you even though you may not be seeking them out. And so that was one of the things that I thought about. And then the other thing is that Snoop is like the father of "We Don't Love These," and calling women, the whole West Coast rap scene basically was what really the preeminent cause of women calling themselves B's and H's, because now women walk around and they call themselves B's, and they call themselves that as a term of endearment, just like men walk around and call themselves the N-word as a term of endearment. So all of that stuff, technically it really needs to stop, and we got to do it ourselves, because they not or believe me, Donald Trump is not going to go on television and give a speech about stop calling yourselves B's and H's and the N-word. And I got a problem, and I'm not going to lie, the N-word slips out frequently, not as frequently as I don't curse as much as I used to, or I don't cuss as much as I used to, because I went through a whole stage of that where I cut it out. And I remember even the late great Prince talked about that, talked about how he went through a period where he had to learn how to stop using those words because they were derogatory. So we gotta cut those words out of our vocabulary. And so now I've made another concerted effort. Hopefully, wish me well in my endeavor to cut it out again. In fact, I think I dropped a BS on my last video, but it was just, look, I was feeling bad yesterday when I made that video, because it makes me feel bad when I see, black people opposed to other black people, and especially when it's to try to do in the black man, and especially a good black man. All right. And everything, like, and even when I was doing the videos on his spirituality and stuff like that, that's his business. It doesn't make, and I keep trying to tell people, your spirituality doesn't make you evil or bad. That's not what your spirituality is about. He used his spirituality to make himself a greater basketball player. But there's a trade-off. And that's all I was trying to say. Look, there's a trade-off with everything. There's, whatever, for every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction, period. It doesn't, it doesn't have to do with whether or not you're a good or bad person, or you just may not have foreseen the consequences, or you may not have foreseen, what was going to happen, what was going to be the consequences of your actions. So that's why, I just try to get everybody to say, look, that whole law of correspondence and all that, as above, so below as above. No matter what you think, no matter what your feelings, that's why I say it's not based on your feelings or your beliefs or anything like that. It's based on what the universe wants. and the universe is gonna get what it wants. I'm just telling you, it is what it is. All right, but y'all be kinder and gentler to one another. And Gail, you knew what you was doing. That's all I got to say. You knew what you were doing. So don't sit up there and try to crocodile tears and all that kind of stuff. Because, like I said, once you get to that level in television news, you know what's going on. They got the lights and everything set up. They got everything plotted out. They got producers and assistant producers and all kind of production assistants and everything. They ain't gonna try to let anything go wrong. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. My name is Judson Powell. Fastest 15 minutes is done.